Do you love consulting or coaching? And do you want more of the right clients, but at the same time, just not a fan of marketing? If so, you are not alone. I'm Betsy Jordan. I'm a business mentor and a brand positioning and messaging strategist for purpose driven consultants and coaches who are ready to create high impact, high income businesses that they love. You can learn more about my programs on my website at www.betsyjordan.com. So here's the thing, what you're feeling about marketing and sales is very common, but it's the number one barrier that keeps smart, talented consultants and coaches from attracting the clients that they really want and are ready for, and the opportunities that they really want and are ready for. So, for some people, it might be thinking, like, oh my gosh, the digital marketing, it's so complex, it's so noisy online. I don't want to get out there and say 10x your revenue and all of that. That's one issue that it's not really at the core. And another concern that people have is like, oh, there's so many other consultants and coaches doing exactly what I'm doing. How in the world do I stand out? The real thing that's holding us back is really our mindset and our limiting beliefs when it comes to marketing as well as sales. So, in this video, I want to share with you the legit reasons why so many consultants and coaches are not fans of marketing and sales, and how being an expert at what you do as a consultant or coach can be a mindset trap that keeps you on that grind of getting clients. And I want to share with you how to fall in love with marketing, or at least how to be open to the possibility of falling in love with marketing. So, before we jump into this, I want you to think about a question. I want to think about this quote, like this whole idea, like, I want to leave my high paying, prestigious job for the stress of the feast of famine income cycle. Who said that? No consultant or coach ever. But I'm curious, like, what do you think of when I say the word marketing? Do you think, used car salesman, or just like, "Ugh, I just want to put my head in the sand?" So let's get into why we might be having some issues when it comes with marketing and sales, especially for consultants and coaches. So let's get into the reasons why. And the biggest reason is that it's much more challenging for us is it's not about the marketing tactics, it's because about us. It's that we're the product and that we're the brand. Like, there's nowhere for us to hide. And everything that we need to learn about marketing and sales happens in front of the world. Like, that's what is so much more challenging. If you open, let's say, a yoga studio, you'd be fine. You could go out and market all of that. You could try new things because it's like the yoga studio. Or let's imagine you're a world class chef and you want to try out like new recipes and new things that can create business. You could try out the recipes, have people try it, and they say, like, oh, it's terrible. It's like, okay, well, but nobody really knows that it's you are the executive chef. When it comes to our business, everything we do is in front of everybody. If we're going to get out and go to networking events and we start working on our what I do script and we kind of fumble around, you know what? We're practicing in front of potential clients, or if we go out on LinkedIn and we want to try to promote like a new blog and we are trying new things online, everybody's seeing it. It's so much more challenging. So I want to validate that there's real significant reasons, legit reasons why marketing and sales is so much more challenging for us. And it stirs like all kinds of other anxieties, like the rejection anxiety. Like, what if I put something out there and the response is crickets? I think that that's more of a concern than even like haters, like crickets, like it's nothing. You put a post on LinkedIn and nobody looks at it, and you see like how many views and it's like 0 or 10, something like that. Or failure. What if everyone can tell that I don't know what I'm doing, when I insert whatever that marketing tactic is, or being seen as salesy, like people, like we're values driven people. We don't want to be salesy. We don't want to like self promote when it doesn't, we don't have the goods to back us up. So like that's a concern. And we see a lot of other people who are super salesy. That's why we don't inherently love the 10x your sales like that. Like we don't like that. And that goes to the next one is like, well, what if people think I'm inauthentic or insincere, or the imposter syndrome, especially like if you have a lot of experience in corporate and you're used to being very competent, but now you're a consulting or coaching business owner and now it's like a whole new ball game. So it's like, well, what if I don't know what I'm talking about? And all of this marketing gets even more complicated is when we're not clear. I personally think, maybe it's just a bias because of what I do as a brand messaging and positioning strategist, is that I think it's really hard to get out and try to get clients when you don't even know who they are. We don't know who you serve. You don't know how you're different. You don't really know what the value is of what you do. You can't find the words. How do you track clients if you don't know who they are or what you offer them or why it's valuable? I going back to my restaurant analogy, it's like trying to say, okay, I want to open a restaurant and I want to get customers, but you have no clue what type of clientele you want, what food you're going to serve. You don't even have a restaurant for people to come to, or even where that restaurant will be. So that's why this is also challenging is that if you skipped over those foundational phases, where you're not clear on what your business is about, if you don't have a website that you're proud of, it's really hard to get out there and say, "Hey, I'm in business. Go check out my." Oh, please don't check out my website. Like that whole dynamic. And so here's what we do to avoid marketing. So this is how you know, like, you're in the resistant zone about marketing, is you say things like, "Ah, I'm so busy with the work, I don't have time for marketing." Even though you know darn well that as a business owner, marketing is a part of what you do. Like, can you imagine with any of the clients that you're supporting, if they say, "Oh, we are really worried, we don't have enough customers, but we don't have a marketing department." You'd be like, "You gotta fix that." It's the same thing we're doing this for ourselves, but this is one of our excuses. Or like, "I'm good, I just need referrals," like, "That's fine, that's all I really need." Or we do this like other procrastination thing, like I need to do more research before or we get into perfection paralysis, like, oh, the color for my font isn't quite right yet. Or I hear this all the time, all the time from my clients, like, I shouldn't have to beg for an audience. Like it's almost like we have that temper tantrum, like, I'm not going to beg for an audience. When the truth is, it's like marketing isn't begging for an audience if you do it right. It's like it's begging for an audience if you really don't have the goods to back yourself up. But, like you're not begging for it, but that's how people feel. Or I just want to consult or coach. I don't really need a market. Like if you can relate, like let me know what your thoughts are. Like if you are watching this on YouTube, like put it in the comments and tell me, like, can you relate? Does this resonate with you? And if so, I want you to think about this. Is that if you're not consistently marketing yourself, you are going to wind up in that feast or famine income cycle at some point. So, at the beginning of the video, I asked you, like how many people, leave corporate to start their own consulting or coaching business for the feast or famine income cycles, said no consultant ever. I got another quote for you. That it's if you're not consistently marketing yourself, you will wind up in the feast or famine income cycle at some point, said every business coach ever. Like, that's just a fact. I would love for it to be otherwise, but if you are not finding a way to consistently attract clients, just like every business out there, then you are going to wind up in the feast or famine cycle. And I might even say you don't have a business. You just have like a self-employment freelancer kind of situation. So marketing is something that we all need to master. But let me get into the expert problem. So this is another sneaky reason why marketing is so much more challenging for us is because of the nature of the work we do. For a lot of us, we are either coaching or consulting to people who are organizational leaders or business owners, and we're helping them with their business development and their business growth. So we might be thinking, I should already know how to do this, which is now like, if I don't know how to do it, like I am like just feeling all kinds of shame. Or I'm already an expert, I shouldn't have to learn this. And then you get the resulting impact on landing clients. So facts are, unless you invest in growing your marketing and sales skills to the same level that you are investing in your consulting or coaching skills, I know you're willing to get out there and invest in certification programs to grow those skills. But similarly, like you're doing that so you can become an excellent consultant or coach, but you're a business owner as well. So unless you're investing in these skills and you're starting to do them, you're never going to get good at it. And it will always be a chore. Always. It's always going to be something like, oh, I can't stand it. This is just something I have to suffer through to get to the work that I love. So that's part of the challenge. So there's 3 marketing attitudes. I want you to think about, where are you? One side is, I hate it so much, I'd rather get a root canal every single day. Or here on the other side, like, I love it, I love it. Or maybe in the middle, I'm new at it and I'm eager to learn new skills. If you are in the hate it and I will never, ever, ever like it, you're going to have some challenges sustaining your business over time. You don't have to be in the love it, love it. You just have to be in the I'm willing to learn it. So let's talk now more specifically. How do you turn all of this around and really cultivate an appreciation for marketing and sales so that you can start attracting more of the clients? You can start using those tactics that you know that are out there. You could be networking, you can be using more social media. You know that content marketing is a thing. There's all these things you already know. I don't need to tell you about that. So here's how we're going to turn this around. Number one, first things first, is we need to let go of the hope of what I call the magical client fairy. Where there's a magical client fairy on high who will drop an endless stream of clients at your doorstep. Like, that's just not gonna happen, and that's, like, really more magical thinking. I'll have to tell you, I was in the magical thinking phase, so there's no judgment here. When I first started my business, or I wasn't even starting my business, I'll just be more explicit. When I left Disney and I became a freelancer, because that's what I was, I thought like, "Oh, I have good intentions. I wanna go and maybe I'll start consulting," and like, whammo, I got clients. It's like, you just put good energy out there, and people are gonna respond. And, it worked for a little bit because there was like the first blush of like, oh, here's this ex Disney consultant. She's available. There was some of that, but that didn't work for the long term. So I had that too. No judgment here. Number two, you need to embrace marketing as an act of service to the people you just haven't met yet. Like, that is such an important perspective, is that it's service. I'm doing this video for you, technically, it's marketing, right? Like, I'm putting this out there, it's gonna be on my YouTube channel, it's gonna be on my blog. It's marketing for all intents and purposes, and I'm doing this to serve you. I don't know you yet, or maybe I do know you. I wanna know you, but I'm doing this to serve you because why? I'm passionate about your success. I absolutely, absolutely am committed to purpose-driven consultants and coaches creating the thriving businesses and getting themselves out there. Like, it's very important for me that you own the power of what you do so that you can position yourself for the impact that you're ready for. And it's not just for you, it's because of your clients. Like, your clients need not just anybody, they need someone like you who could really walk them through the important transformations that they're going through in their organizations, their careers, their lives. So I'm doing this video to help you get out of that mode so that you can move forward. And if I'm the right person to help you, awesome. If I just served you in this video and it made you feel just a little bit more comfortable with marketing, I did my job. It's service. I'm doing this out of service, because I really deeply care about your success. So, this is the whole point of marketing, is that when you try to find the clients who need your consulting or coaching, you're ultimately not selling to them, you're saving them from a problem that you can uniquely solve. It is for them. And number three, develop a growth mindset. Modern marketing may have many moving parts. I promise you, you're going to get overwhelmed. I did. I remember days where I was trying to learn how to do like landing pages and other things that went along with digital marketing. And it's like, I just want to crawl under my bed. It was just like too much. But the thing about all of these things, they're all learnable or outsourceable. The thing about outsourcing is you want to delegate, not abdicate. Like, this is something where you do need to understand, like, how and why these pieces all fit together before you outsource them. I tried outsourcing things before I understood, and you can't really oversee people who are helping you with your business if you don't know really what the outcomes are. So you do need to have some working knowledge of all these pieces, but there's people who can help you. There's experts that you can hire who know more than you do or know more than you do at this particular point in time, who could teach you and also support you. So make sure that you are recognizing these are all learnable skills. And I promise you, once you start mastering them, you're going to enjoy them. Like, I didn't think I was going to enjoy doing videos when I first started my business. And voila, look how many videos I have. So there's a lot to be learned and there's a lot to be enjoyed that you may not even realize yet. And then the other thing, number four, don't boil the ocean. Just start with 2 to 3 actions you can consistently do and master them first before you move on. If you're an extroverted person and you have a great network and you love going to networking events, just nail your networking event script. Like, really understand, how do I engage people at these networking events where I'm making an authentic, credible connection and I know how to move the conversation from the networking event to an intro call. Like, those are key skills. So if that's something you want to do, then master that. Get that skill down. So whatever you do, just like pick something. If you want to start blogging and you want to really invest in SEO and learning how to do content marketing and you really want to work on your blog, then do that. Just do those things consistently, master them before you move on. Because once you get those things into muscle memory, then you won't think about it anymore. They're just part of your routine. And then number five, pay attention to what works and do more of that. Like, you need to pay attention to who your clients are and how you want to reach them. If you're doing marketing, if I want to go catch a certain kind of fish, I need to know where those fish are swimming and what bait to use. So pay attention to what you're doing. Like, yeah, that works. And then equally, number six, pay attention to what doesn't work. After you try it for a while, like I was horrible at this. I say I love the all these years of experience that I have as an entrepreneur. I get to tell you like all the mistakes that I made as I'm teaching you to avoid these things. But what you wanna do is try something for a while before you let it go. So a lot of times I might put something out there immediately and it's like, "Oh, it didn't get immediate results. I'll take it down. I'll start over." And you need to put something out there and try it for a while. And then if you see like, yeah, legit, it's not working, like just let it go. And then number 7, own is your responsibility to make it easy for your clients to find you and to understand what you do. It is not their job. When you have a lot of jargon and how you describe what you do, you're making things way too difficult for your clients. It's up to you to translate and speak their language and make it easy for them to find you, easy to understand what you do, the value, and how to work with you. And then number 8, ask for help and don't toil away on your own. Like this is where if you're gonna keep trying to figure it out all your own or duct taping things together from the different videos, like even this video or all the other videos I have, like I'm just gonna include mine in here. Sometimes you can duct tape it together. Sometimes it just is gonna give you room for that fear to, sneak its way back in because it's difficult. So, where you might get stuck in implementing anything that we talked about here on this video is no matter how much I've convinced you that, yes, I'm ready to overcome my marketing mindset challenges, you still might not yet be confident in the value of what you do and what you offer as a consultant or coach. And that's where I uniquely come in. So, this is where my superpowers fit in is I am amazing at helping my clients get to clarity, mine through all the complexity, get to the root of what they do, get the words to express what you do in a very compelling, credible way that gets the clients that you want eager, excited, like, yes, where have you been? I need you. I want to work with you. Where do we sign? Like, that is what I do. And that's my superpower. And I promise you, once you get more of that clarity, the rest will come. You're going to be much, much more willing to get out there and market yourself without fear. Ask clients to work with you without hesitation and charge fees that reflect your worth without apology. So, if you're interested in working with me, head on over to my website at www.betsyjordan.com. You could either go to the /schedule, and get straight to that page, or you could just see that big pink button at the top that says request a discovery meeting, and we can just get the ball rolling from there. So that's it for this video. If you are watching on YouTube and something clicks with you, please let me know in the comments. And if it sparked a whole bunch of other questions about growing your success and impact as a consultant or coach or business owner, definitely let me know as well. I'm here to serve and I'm excited to help you. And be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any other upcoming videos. And if you're watching it on my blog, be sure to sign up for my inner circle of purpose driven consultants and coaches so I can make sure that you are first in the know about my latest videos, my freebies, and other episodes of the Consulting Matters podcast. So that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching.